lost and adrift, a young life in peril. Mark was lost. He was a young man adrift in a sea of despair. The culprit was addiction, a relentless tide pulling him further from the shore of hope. He had started experimenting with drugs in high school, seeking escape from the pressures of life. What began as recreational use quickly spiraled into a relentless hunger. Soon his life revolved around obtaining and using substances. Mark was a shadow of his former self. His once bright eyes were now clouded with emptiness. His laughter, once infectious, was now a distant memory. Addiction had stripped him of his joy, his dreams, and his very essence. He was trapped in a vicious cycle of craving and consumption, unable to break free from its suffocating grip. His life had become a chaotic whirlwind of broken promises and shattered dreams. He had become a stranger to himself, his reflection a painful reminder of the person he had become. The ripple effect addiction's tendrils reach out. Addiction is not a solitary affliction. It casts a long shadow, impacting not just the individual, but also those around them. Mark's family watched in horror as the young man they knew and loved disappeared before their eyes. They were heartbroken, their pain amplified by a sense of helplessness. His parents, once brimming with pride, now carried the heavy burden of worry and fear. Mark's siblings, once his closest confidants, found themselves shut out. They grappled with a confusing mix of anger, resentment, and a deep, unwavering love for their brother. The once vibrant family gatherings were now tinged with sadness, their laughter strained, their conversations filled with unspoken anxieties. Mark's addiction had become a wedge, driving them apart, fracturing the bonds that held them together. The pain was palpable, a constant ache in their hearts. Beacons of hope, a family united in prayer. Amidst their despair, Mark's family clung to one unwavering source of strength, their faith. They believed in the power of prayer, and they prayed relentlessly for Mark's deliverance. Every night they knelt together, their voices filled with a mixture of anguish and hope. They surrendered their fears and anxieties to a higher power, seeking solace and guidance. They prayed for a miracle, for their son, their brother, to find his way back from the abyss. They held fast to the belief that even in the darkest of times, God's love could reach even the most lost soul. Their faith was their anchor, their prayers a lifeline they desperately clung to. They knew that addiction was a cunning and powerful foe, but they also knew that with God, all things were possible. Finding strength, a turning point in faith. One day, amidst the fog of his addiction, Mark stumbled upon a passage from the Bible, Philippians 4:13. "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." The words resonated deep within him, sparking a flicker of hope in his weary soul. Something shifted within him, a glimmer of recognition that he was not alone. He reached out to his parents, his voice filled with a vulnerability they hadn't heard in years. They welcomed him with open arms, their love unconditional and unwavering. They shared their faith with him, their belief in a power greater than himself, a power that could heal and redeem. Mark began attending church with his family, finding solace in the music, the sermons, and the community of believers. He found strength in their stories of hope and redemption, realizing that he too could find freedom from the chains of addiction. A new beginning, embracing recovery and purpose. Mark's journey to recovery wasn't easy. There were setbacks, moments of doubt, and the constant temptation to slip back into old habits. But with each challenge, he clung tighter to his newfound faith. He drew strength from Philippians 4:13, reminding himself that with God he could overcome anything. He committed to attending support group meetings, finding solace in sharing his story and connecting with others who understood his struggles. He replaced his old, destructive habits with new, healthy ones. He rediscovered his love for music, picking up his guitar again after years of neglect. His eyes, once clouded with despair, now sparkled with hope and determination. He had found his purpose, his passion for life reignited. Inspiring others through faith, Mark's transformation was miraculous. His story became a beacon of hope for others. He dedicated his life to helping others, sharing his story at churches and community centers, inspiring countless others. He became a living example of faith's power, of proving miracles do happen.